Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Ys VIII Lacrimosa of Donna. When we last left off, we actually fought a tutorial type boss, and now we are chasing a mysterious figure that seems to have walked into this bright white light. Let's go see what that was all about.
It's just...
Pardon?
I'm hardly the type to get discouraged.
Oh, Adol. Is that you? I'm surprised to see you alive and well. I've been searching the area for people, but I did not expect to find you.
You're...
Oh, Adol. Who might this be?
That's all I know about the sinking of the Lombardia. Apologies, I would have read the last thing, but I couldn't remember if there was voices here or not. So everything Mr. Kristen said was true. My actions have placed my passengers in harm's way. I am to blame for all this. You couldn't have known this would happen, so please don't blame yourself. I understand why you execute your... Excuse me. I understand that you execute your duties as captain with utmost sincerity. You have my deepest apologies. Still, it's difficult for me to accept everything about your explanation. Do you at least have any idea about where we are now? From the looks of things, we seem to have washed ashore on an island. Judging from our position when the ship sank in the direction of the current at the time, we must be on the deserted island, the Isle of Saren, to be precise. A deserted island? I've never heard of this Isle of Saren. Adol proceeded to tell Laxia the legend of the Isle of Saren. A cursed island? Could such a place truly exist? I knew it. No one sets foot on this cursed island. I never thought I'd end up here. Someone was using that cave for shelter. Passenger liners, merchant vessels, pirate ships. Many ships have gone missing in this region of the sea. If the passengers and crew all washed up here like we did, maybe we found what was left of the castaway trapped on this island. No, I'm sorry to cause you worry. As long as I'm alive, I will continue to uphold my duties as captain. Like Laxia, there are many other passengers on this island. In any event, we need to understand our situation without a moment's delay. Every survivor will need to work hard to ensure we all get off this island alive. Yes, I certainly hope so. Now then, there's no use standing around here. Let's be off. Adol and the others retracted their steps and made their way back to the inlet. So, what do you intend to do now? Yes, about that. Since you're an adventurer, Adol, I was hoping you could enlist your help. Adventurer? So you really aren't a sailor? First, I would like you to find the other surviving passengers like Laxia. It's more than likely that the other passengers have drifted ashore onto this island. Some may even be women and children. We must act fast. Start right away. Indeed, I'm counting on you. There's something else I need you to do while you're in search for survivors. I need you to draft a detailed map of the Isle of Saren. This will make sense in a second when I explain it, but Adol is an experienced cartographer. Is that so? How fortuitous. No ships sail through this area, which means that rescue may never come for us. So it falls on us to plan our escape, as we'll likely be on our island for this foreseeable future. For that reason, we must learn all that we can about the island, for everyone's benefit. I understand. With a map of the island, it'd be easier for you to search for survivors. Do you think you can help me with this at all? Aye, aye, Captain. That's encouraging to hear. I need to continue exploring the coast, but I'm considering building our base here. We need a base camp if we're going to be stuck on this island for a while. Captain Barbaros, what about me? Well, it'd be safer if you remained here, Laxia. In times as desperate as this, are you suggesting that I sit idle and do nothing? I appreciate your concern, but it would bring dishonor to House Roswell if I remained here. I will accompany this adventurer. But, besides, a servant of mine accompanying me on this voyage and still missing. I cannot allow someone to search for him on my behalf when I'm capable of doing so myself. I understand. Very well, I respect your wishes. Still, we do not know what dangers await us on the island. Do be careful. Thank you. We'll be off now.
Tell me, Mr. Kristen, who exactly are you? You certainly know how to wield a sword, that much I will concede. But I've never met anyone so audacious, so frivolous, that he would introduce himself as an adventurer. You might as well call yourself a tourist or a sightseer. I will not tolerate anyone who speaks of adventure, as though it were some sort of life-affirming calling. Listen carefully, Mr. Kristen. I will accompany you, but only so that I may keep a close watch on you. Because you remind me of a certain individual whom I utterly despise. I will not answer your questions. And on top of everything else, you've also seen me... Now then, what are you standing around for? Let us be on our way.
Well, Laxia certainly is a card. She is something of a character, alright, but honestly, you grow to like her a little bit. So yeah, we've been laid out with a new objective to go search for survivors, which is a pretty good objective if you ask me. I mean, we gotta find everyone who we're stuck on this island with. Let's see if Barbaros has anything to say. Captain, what are you doing here? It seems the Digitail plants grow natively on this island. I thought maybe we could use it to make basic medicine. I see. Well, it would be helpful to have medicine on us while we're exploring. You need any help? That won't be necessary. I just finished my preparations. All I need are the ingredients, and then I can make the basic medicine. However, I need to put the medicine in some sort of vessel. Mr. Kristen, I believe you're carrying an empty bottle. Could we use that? That would do nicely. If you run out of medicine, simply refill your empty bottle. Understood. Thank you very much. So I think I touched on this a little bit on the last episode, but yes, medicine. You can now brew medicine using certain materials. Select the medicine to brew it at the apothecary. One day I'll learn how to English. So basically, the way medicine works in this game is that when you have an empty bottle, which is usually something that happens after you use medicine, or you'll just find it out in the wild, you'll be able to fill it with a bunch of different types of medicine. Now, there are a whole bunch of medicines that we'll be getting. There's like ones that'll heal your HP, ones that'll revive you, and etc, etc. And this brings in one of the major components of Ys VIII. Harvesting materials. Now, this is a common thing amongst most of the Ys series, especially found in games like Celceta and VII, but materials are a big thing. We will be making a lot of things in this game, and harvesting materials is really important. You've probably noticed that I've hit things when I was in the dungeon, or exploring the world, hitting something like a fruit tree, or a rock that's kind of standing out in the area. Everything like that will have some sort of material that you can use. And every material that you can collect, if I'm not mistaken, can be used in synthesis. It's a very worthwhile, well, I call it synthesis, it's not really synthesis, but you get what I mean. It's a very worthwhile investment that we'll be doing a lot of in the future. Don't you worry. Let's start searching for other castaways and mapping the island. Can you show me all the areas you've been to thus far? Areas that add all visits will be automatically added to the map. Use the world map to view the entire island. If you want to view specific locations, you can use the area map. This is pretty self-explanatory. You can open the menus with the different directional pads, and the difference between world map and area map I can kinda go through, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I really don't think you need that much of an explanation. But map completion is something that is very interesting. So basically, as you explore throughout the islands, you will explore more of the landscapes and the landmarks and all that. And when you enter a new area that has a different name, like where we're in now, the Nameless Coast, you can explore to a certain percentage. It also tells you how many treasures there are and how many harvest points there are. And for every 10% that you discover in the entire Isle of Saren, Captain Barbaros will offer you a reward for it. I won't say they're crucial, but the rewards you get are very, very good. If you're playing this game and you have been exploring a lot, do not forget to go back and talk to Barbaros to get your rewards. They are very much worth it, I promise you. So now where should we search from here? Judging by what you've already mapped, it seems this area is still unexplored. Shall we venture in this general direction? So we shall. It's just beyond that opening. I'm not sure what lies beyond that point. Let's tread cautiously just in case we need to retreat. A perfect thing for East players. You can now use the map to fast travel. From the map menu, you can fast travel to any crystal you've made in contact with. You can also fast travel to return to base. This is so good. This is what makes harvesting and stuff like that so much easier, because you're just able to warp around the entire place. Oh man, I love it. Well, there's not too much to do, so let's just go exploring. We're going to play as Laxia for a little bit, because I feel like it'll just be a lot of fun. I like playing as Laxia. She is one of my favorite characters to play as in this game. And, yeah, all you're really going to be doing now is making sure you don't die to a lot of things, and, collect materials along the way. Because you never really know when you're going to be needing something, which is why, like, I've seen some people play this game where they'll just kind of skip over a harvest point or something, which doesn't really make sense, because you never really know when you're going to need a material item, so you may as well just collect as much as you can already, so that way, even if you don't need it and you may need it later down the line, you'll have it rather than have to go get it. That's my way of thinking when I play this game. I always try to get everything that I can that I see, and with everything being marked on the map, I really do feel like it's a lot easier to pay attention to. But I do know that people play the game a little differently, but just make sure to, you know, keep your eye out. You never know what might be lurking in the corners of the map. And speaking of, we have a treasure chest up here, and we have to do a little bit of platforming to get up to it. We got some iron ore, which will be very important a little bit later, might I say. And as you can see, Laxia is saying something in the corner. Usually, it's just a little bit of, like, story progression, nothing too major. Sometimes it'll just be characters babbling to each other. It's always kind of fun to listen to, but I really don't feel like it's something I need to mute to hear. You can see it clearly at the top of the screen, and that's what this does here too. Which apparently you can actually just see the different ones that you've seen in areas that you've been to. I actually didn't know that. That's pretty interesting, I guess. I mean, it's cool. There's some funny dialogue in this game, so if you really wanted to revisit it and just have a laugh, it's probably really cool to have. I don't know. It's neat, I guess. Yeah, let's explore a little bit more down there. I don't want to go to the next area just yet, because there is some things that you can do down here, or at least some things that I want to show. Hit this branch, because trust me, we're going to be needing it. Oh, and something I want to add. There's going to be things that are going to be happening a little bit later that I may already have the materials for. Chances are it's going to happen, and if that case arises, I will try my best to show you where you need to go in order to complete said objective. Got a mango ×2, which, if you remember, fruit can actually heal you. This heals by 500. That's a bit much if you ask me. I mean, 500 for now is, like, nothing. 100 is enough to heal for what we have right now. And I don't think I pointed this out last episode, or even in the first one. You probably noticed a little red bar on top of the character's HP. that is how much experience you need to level up. Once the bar is full, you will gain a full level up, which we may or may not see soon. I don't know. The enemies here aren't exactly giving a lot of EXP because we're already level 5. We're pretty above the average level of what we're going to be here. Yeah. But it seems we found a new area, and it seems like there's footprints on the ground. Interesting. The beasts in this area look especially dangerous. You must be on our guard, Mr. Kristen. I agree. Alright. I've already talked about this, but we can go over the tutorial again. Advanced tactics. Try these out once you've gotten used to combat. When you press L at the right moment, you will evade an enemy's attack and you will gain temporary invincibility and increased mobility. I said it slows down time. That's not necessarily true. It just really feels like it does. You just basically get really, really fast and are able to do a whole bunch of stuff. R1 kinda does the same thing, not really. What R1 does is that you basically block an enemy's attack right as it connects to Adol or whoever you're playing as. You'll gain temporary invincibility, and your SP and extra gauge will fill. This is actually a really good way to fill up your extra gauge so you can use your special skills. And all your attacks will be critical hits for a short time. And dashing, I mean, come on, I've been doing it this whole time. I cannot express how much guarding works. I mean, it's a very useful thing to try to get good with, but the thing is, it can be very, very tough, and I understand that. Like, trust me, it took me a while to even learn some of the guard stances on even, like, half of the bosses in this game. It's really, really hard to learn everything, and I'm not going to expect, no one's ever going to expect you to get it right on your first try. A lot of these bosses, especially if you're playing on the harder modes, take a while to get used to, and a while to learn their patterns, like every other good action RPG does. It doesn't make it too difficult, but it makes it just difficult enough that maybe you'll have to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on, rather than just pressing the X button. That's what the E-Series is kind of all about, and analyzing your enemy's moves and trying to attack them as you see fit. Now, I'm going to be switching to Adol here because a lot of these enemies that we're going to be fighting are actually weak against swords. Slash, I believe it's called, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. Laxia just leveled up. And Adol seems like he'll be leveling up pretty soon, too. Seems like Laxia is actually pointing at the footsteps like I did, but beat her to the punch I did. Let's hit this. Grab some more small leaves, which, you know, they're alright. They're not the best one, the best materials, but what are you gonna do? I actually think what happened there is I actually canceled out of the dodge roll too quickly, and I got hit for that. Whoops. Multus are not too difficult. You can easily avoid them. You can break them easily with Adol. But then there's Vosteras. These things are pretty big monsters. Ooh, I almost missed. But if you're playing as Adol, chances are you can take care of them pretty quickly. Adol is just a really fast dude who's just able to strike so fast that, like, you link it up with his skills and forget about it. Look at this boy move. Like, God, it's ridiculous. That was like 9 hits within a matter of seconds. And actually, I don't really think I mentioned that, but yeah, you can actually cancel your combos, like 1, 2, 3 with an art, and then keep doing it. This won't really stun lock the enemy, as enemies can hit you through combos if they're just like willing to. But it's a good way to just try to keep momentum in a fight. You know, try to make sure that you never stop moving on an enemy's weak point and stuff like that. It's just, there's a lot of stuff to this game that's really, really cool. And you don't really notice it because you're so enthralled in the gameplay that it just becomes second nature. And I really don't feel like a lot of people like recognize these kind of things. But I don't know, it's pretty cool. There's a save crystal here, so let's touch it so we can fully heal. And it seems like this is where the footprints were leading. I think. Oh no, they're actually leading over here. Let's just hit this just in case we need some. It seems like there's a giant rock slide though. A large pile of boulders obstruct your path. The shore appears to continue on to the other side, but we can't pass through here. Well, it seems like whoever came around here had the same idea and decided to walk another way. These footprints might belong to a passenger of the Lombardia. We must follow them at once. I agree. So I guess going to the crystal was a smart idea, but hey, you can never be too sure. Well, let's go.
is that? What's making that sound?
Okay.
I know.
Ah! Oh! Oh! Please! Please help me!
What in the? Who are you? That beast. It looks like a...
Come on! Right place, right time. This has got to be fate. Come on, kiddos! Help an old guy out already!
Must we really fight?
Seems like we got another boss on our hand, Avagdragil. This dude terrified me the first time I saw him. I mean, look how big he is, and it's like the message said. This is something unlike Adol has ever fought before, which is interesting because Adol has been on so many adventures, yet he's never seen a beast like this before. That is insane. And you do notice we do have a different partner. I'm going to talk about him a little bit later, but for now I just want to focus on something. I'm sure you noticed in the first episode that I said the boss team was really, really good. And God, I can't agree enough. God, that boss team is so damn good. It's so good. It is so good. I can't believe how good it is, honest to God. We're taking a little bit of damage here, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about this fight. This fight can be a little problematic. But as long as I'm, you know, being careful, we don't talk about it. I do want to actually revive Laxia. I want her to get the EXP for this. Whoops. So let's talk about our new member. We actually don't know anything about him, but this dude seems like he is luggishly big. Ow. This dude attacks really slow, and oh my God, I picked the wrong member to play as right then. But as you can see, he hits pretty strong. That one attack did 200 damage, which is insane. That right there was about like 400, give or take. And as you can tell, he's got a lot of HP too in comparison to the main cast so far. And as you could probably tell, he does have a different type of attack. He has what we call, I think it's like, actually I don't remember what it's called. I always call it the heavy hitting one, because that's all it is. But it seems like this dude can use an extra skill. Let's see what it is.
Ferocity! Could this, in fact, be...
Thanks for saving my ass. I don't know who you kids are, but I love you anyway.
What do you think you're doing?
Sorry about that, little lady. Guess I got a little carried away expressing my gratitude.
Your words will more than suffice. Ugh. How uncouth.
Maybe.
Sure was. I was heading back home from a long job when the Lombardia up and sank on me. The name's Sahad Nautilus. I'm a fisherman from the Grecian region. Nice to meet you.
I'm Laxia von Roswell.
Adol and Laxia. Got it. Man, all the islands and the gate to sea, and we just had to wash up on the Isle of Seiren.
You know of it?
Of course I do. Growing up in Greek, my folks would always tell me, "You better behave, Sahad, or I'll leave you marooned on the Isle of Seiren." Every time my pop threatened to dump me here, I'd get so scared I'd piss my pants.
So where you're from, the locals know to avoid this place? Do they also know beasts such as this could be found on this island?
Nope. Well, at least, I didn't before today. Any ship what comes near the Isle of Seiren sinks into a watery grave. Or so it goes. But no one really knows what this place is like. I mean, I've heard folks claim they came ashore here, but they must have been spinning yarn.
Maybe.
No, not yet. Anyway, we should keep searching.
Man, I got the worst luck. I found this on the beach. Ended up smacking that beast with it by accident. Right in the kisser. Ain't it? Figured I could use it to protect myself, but it ended up landing me in some pretty hot water. Huh?
Look out!
Scared the hell out of me just now. But this ending works for me.
I suddenly feel extremely fatigued.
You and me both, little lady. What with that thing chasing me around? I'm surprised I'm still standing. Oh, looks like I worked up quite the appetite, too. Say, how about you take me to your camp?
Sahad has joined the party. This is Sahad. He is a wonderfully delightful man, and I love him. I love him so much. We will get into why he's just one of the best characters as we go through this game, but I love Sahad. I love him so much. Anyways, we didn't do a whole lot, but I feel like this is a good place to call it. We had a boss fight, we got a new character, and honestly, the next episode is going to involve a lot of fucking exploring. So, yeah, I think we're just going to leave all that for the next episode, as well as showing off what Sahad can do. Showed it off a little bit in the boss fight, but he's got a little bit more up his sleeve. So for now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And if you've been enjoying it, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good jazz. Good sir, I'm trying to do an outro. Do you mind? Rude. Good God, that was rude. But at least I did a flashy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.